All right, this video is called The Open Flow. And, a lot of you had watched the language video and had asked, what do we do? And so I gave you the first step, which was quit being energy vampires to each other. And I explained to you how we keep sucking energy back and forth. And I told you, the essence of what the real gold that we're mining was, right? So this is the second thing we need to do. And this is so important that you truly listen to what I'm saying here. The universe doesn't want you judging yourself. That's the great secret. Judgment is not a virtue. It's a prison. Because the moment you judge yourself, you fracture yourself. You split your own spiral into right and wrong, should and shouldn't, good and bad. But who taught you those measures? The machine did. The system did. The Metatronic mind did. The same grid that wants you to divide every piece of reality into boxes that never touch. You see it all the time. People chasing perfection, terrified to slip. Because deep down they fear that if they're not perfect, they're not worthy of love or success or even being here. But that fear is an implant. And here's the trick. The moment you judge yourself, you will judge others. I'm going to say that again. The minute you judge yourself, you will judge others. Judgment doesn't stay inside. It becomes projection. The finger you point outward always has 3 fingers pointing back at you. The standard you hold for someone else is the same ruler you're secretly beating your own spirit with behind closed doors. The false matrix runs on this. Rigid thought is its lifeblood. Every time I see someone that replies with something, no, that's this or that, or, oh, no, the Bible says to do this, the Quran says to do that, whatever it is, that is rigid thought, or only thinking it has to be this way, and almost the whole world does it like this. Rigid thought is its lifeblood. I'm right, you're wrong. This is the truth, that is a lie. This is how it must be. Everything else is hearsay. It's a power play, but born from fear. Because here's the hidden cost. The need to be right makes you ignorant. The mind that clings to I am right becomes a closed room. No windows, no doors. You refuse to be open to more than one truth. You cut yourself off from the possibility that the universe has 1,000 angles for every question. So the right mind stays small, while the open mind grows fast. Real knowing doesn't need to be right. Real knowing flows like the spiral. Open, curious, endless. When thought becomes rigid, it stops flowing. It loses energy. It becomes a cage for the mind. Thought that flows is alive. Thought that's rigid is dead. Look at the world. Every border, every flag, every party, every tribe, lines of division. You can debate anything. Religion, politics, money, who you love, what you eat. All tools for people to argue over. So they never sit down in the open spiral and say, brother, sister, come sit with me. Tell me what you see. I'll tell you what I see. Maybe we're both wrong. Maybe we're both right. But maybe we're both incomplete. But together we make a wider whole. That's learning. That's remembering. Not a tug of war for who gets to feel superior, but a dance for more light. See, the mind wants to be right because the mind is a filter. It processes life linearly, one thought at a time. This is third-dimensional, flat plane thinking. But the heart knows how to hold all truths at once. The heart is fourth-dimensional, spiral thinking. When you think with your mind, you get a sentence. When you think with your heart, you get an entire download. Concept, feeling, memory, resonance, all in one breath. This is the fourth dimensional thinking that I talk about, that I have videos on training you, showing you how to think fourth dimensionally, literally how to use your heart to bring in the consciousness versus your brain. Your brain, your subconscious filters that. That's why you can only get one thought at a time. Why not get everything you want with one thought? When you think with your mind, you get a sentence. When you think with your heart, you get a whole download. All in one breath. That's why rigid minds stay stuck in argument loops forever. But the open heart steps outside the loop and sees the pattern underneath. How many people you see on TikTok or any social media nonstop? I gotta be right. I gotta be right. You know, why? What good's it do you? What? You get to say, yeah, man, I was right. What's really going to happen is you're going to be all like, after this conversation you have, because you're just like, no, I'm going to be right. Who cares? What do you get a prize or something? I've never got that prize. The false system, the Metatronic control grid, wants you locked in rigid thought, because if your thoughts can't flow, your soul can't flow. If you're judging, you're not loving. If you're dividing, you're not spiraling. If you're trapped in proving you are right, you are blind to the greater truth you haven't even dreamed of yet. So stop the ruler. Drop the finger pointing. Let your beliefs so soft enough that they can actually bend. When you find someone who thinks the opposite of you, sit down, listen, and speak. Not to convert, but to remember together. And when you do that, the cage cracks, the spiral breathes, the universe smiles right down on you. Because the universe doesn't want your perfection. It wants your presence. It wants your flow. It wants you alive. We do all this judging all the time, everywhere. And as soon as we start judging, then that's going to be how we measure ourselves. And then we get stuck in this rigid thought. When you're stuck in rigid thought, you cannot grow. That's why all these people are just like so angry and tense all the time. And again, I've never seen the prize. And all these people that judge over different religions, all religions are man-made. You do realize that, right? Yeah, Josh, we do. Okay. So the system, and what I just put up today, little thing. Oh, 70 to 90% of the Old Testament is Metatronic. Huh. That is literally the Metatronic mind. It's keeping you in this cube. We're going to bust through that cube with the spiral. And what am I talking about with the spiral? You literally have an energetic Merkaba that creates a spiral, the golden ratio. It's literally going up or it's literally going down. When it's going down, you're sad, depressed. You think your life sucks. Everything's miserable. The world's going to end. When it's going up, you transmutate that. You alchemize that negativity that keeps the world in this place. You alchemize it into spiraling upward light. And I've talked so much about how we do this, and it's just a thought. It's just a breath. It's just a having a little bit of emotional intelligence, realizing that you don't always have to respond immediately if something triggers you. Breathe, think about it. And then when you can step back a little bit, hey, do you really have to be right? I mean, unless you're going to win like $1 million or something, why not just have an awesome conversation and really be able to connect with someone? Have a deep conversation, really get to know them, and you'll be like, man, I never knew this person thought like this or that. And now you appreciate them so much more, and they will appreciate you so much more. Have a great night. Namaste.